Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today, we are discussing a spectacular 2021 model year limited edition of 10 pieces made for Bethune's U.S. dealer Govberg, which is a sister company of Watchbox. This Govberg special features an extraordinary fired yellow grade 5 titanium dial in a matching polished grade 5 titanium case. This is the DB25 Cadran Jaune. It is a lovely addition that brings out the best in the model. So 42 millimeters in diameter, 10.2 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 49.7 millimeters with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. 10 pieces is a true limited edition. You will not see another one of these in the wild. It has incredible wrist presence. What appears to be gold is actually titanium using a short heat exposure process developed in-house by Bethune. You can see the blue on the dial is fired titanium, but so is the yellow, and it sits low enough to fit underneath the cuff. This is how Bethune does a modern dress watch. You can also see that the lugs are not over the edge of my wrist, so I believe you could wear this watch due to its lightness and its thinness. On a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, you'd still be very happy with the feel and the fit. Now, the nice thing about grade 5 titanium is that it is hypoallergenic, it is lighter than steel, and it is more scratch resistant than most 904L and 316 steels, so you get all of the best things in one. We have a strap here that has a lovely olive green, sort of military tactical aesthetic with textile across the top, a sewn-in olive green leather gusset to avoid gouging the strap. Then on the bottom, black calfskin. Take note, this is a brand new Bethune factory strap, no crimping, no gouging. We have a matching titanium Bethune pin buckle, and each Bethune model line features a special buckle that is key to the design of the case, classical and conservative in the case of the DB25. So we have a simple, streamlined buckle design. Now, we do have open, buttress-like lugs, but unlike the DB27s and 28s, these are fixed in position. We have a conventional round case and a solid dial, so this is a more approachable Bethune. I often say this is a great place to get started if you are familiar with Moser, FP Journe, Kari Voutilainen, Moritz Grossman, that type of independent. This is the path of entry to Bethune ownership. You don't have to go full Star Trek. This is everything they offer technologically, but with a more approachable shape. And you can see these little bullet-like lug tips, the Ogival lug tips, a nod to the original DB1 chronograph of 2002, which was their first watch design. The case features some fluting and character lines in the mid-profile, so it doesn't look sheer or excessively rounded, giving it a little bit of a athletic tension. We have those character lines and a crown, which features knurling and drilling. The watch is 30 meters water resistant, and I should mention Bethune is a full integrated manufacturer, making their dials, cases, and movements in-house, so they control the quality through the entire process. That's also how they're able to make a flight of only 10 dials. If you were dependent on a supplier, they wouldn't approve a 10 dial order for something this non-standard. So controlling the process allows watches in small quantities like this to be made. Now you can see the hands, which are modified Breguet, as well as the hour indices, are fired blue titanium, so a longer firing is used to achieve this bluing of titanium. And then a shorter firing allows this yellow tone to be created. Everything here you can see is black polished, the hands, the indices, the toroidal hour track, as well as the mirror-like center disc, and so it's black polished and then fired. You can also see the same Cosmos-like design used on other Bethune DB25 and Starry Sky models. So what you have are near celestial bodies, the big ones, made of solid pieces of gold that are inserted into drillings in the dial, and then the more distant bodies of the Milky Way band, those are actually gold leaf. It's not as overt as on the blue dials. It's a beautiful and subtle contrast of texture rather than color here. Now, turning it all over, you can see how that outer track is toroidal and cambered. It's a beautiful wrinkle that creates a different focal plane and plays with the light in spectacular ways. Now on the reverse side, you can see there's a solid gold plate down at the bottom with the reference of the watch as well as individual numbering. We have Côte de Bethune, which is the company's version of Geneva Waves. It's a little bit different. The abrasive wheel that lays it down actually reverses for each side, so each side is a mirror of the other. I'll show you what I mean. You see how on each side the color gradient appears to mirror the other rather than being the same stripe on each side? That's why these components, the plate over the base plate as well as the deltoid barrel bridge, are actually mirrors of each other, and the abrasive wheel is reversed to create that mirrored look. So taking a quick look, you can see that the finishing is very traditional, even if the technology is ambitious. On the edge of the bridges, you can see double anglage for both the barrel bridge and the cap atop the barrel bridge. We have mirror polishing for each of the jewel sinks. We have solarization on the two mainspring barrels. We have black polishing on both the blued and bare metal components of the triple parachute shock protection, and you can see that the balance bridge has been continuously rounded all the way around and black polished. You can also see inboard that the internal face of the deltoid bridge, inboard of the balance wheel, that too has been beautifully mirror beveled, and you can really see it here. We have a lot of proprietary technology. First of all, the barrels, manually wound with a 6-day power reserve. You cannot accidentally overwind them. They're self-adjusting. That's patented. We have 1, 2, 3 shock protection springs for the balance. That's called triple parachute. It's patented. Why 3? Because it makes the watch less susceptible to damage, but it also improves the chronometry of the watch, as 3 springs acting in concert more rapidly recenter the balance staff pivot in its jewel. We have a patented, and this is the patent 2016 balance wheel. Denis Flageolet, who's the watchmaking genius behind the brand, patents a new wheel every couple of years as he strives to improve regularity and chronometry. So here we have white gold masses in the rim of a blued titanium wheel, minimal susceptibility to aerodynamic drag as well as change in temperature. You can see we have an unusually shaped hairspring that's actually 2 pieces shaped by hand and clamped together, and that's a proprietary curve design designed to be flat like a hairspring that's flat. Flat hairsprings are very flat, very shock resistant, but they usually don't breathe concentrically like an overcoil. This one is both flat and breathes like an overcoil. It's a lovely movement with a media blasted base plate, black polished screw heads with chamfered slots and circumference. All of this water resistant, 30 meters, which is standard dress watch fare with satination on the wheels of the train. A good looking watch in all regards. And of course, the timepiece hand finished inside and out, and an edition of 10. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.